Good morning, everybody. Robin Burning with Blissful Healing Spiritual Life Coaching. We are on day 81 of our spiritual practices together and is on page 195 of our spiritual playbook. And this one actually, most of Linda's, most of the days have been just one pagers. This one is actually a little bit longer. So I will be kind of looking at the book to kind of reference because I want to make sure I don't forget anything. So today is, I will embrace my day open to love in all forms, giving and receiving. Okay. So she kind of goes into and talks about how we kind of have different perceptions of what love is. That the example that she gives is like if you grew up in a household where the parents withheld affections as a form of punishment, that might kind of skew what your thought processes around love really are. Like you don't deserve to be loved because you did something bad. And what we've been teaching is that love is universal and true love is unconditional. And we are a part of that love. We are a part of the whole so that we can give and receive love unconditionally and all-encompassing. Okay, and when we talk about it in that way, she is referencing here that is defined as the expanded version of love and you, because you are love and you are in your essence the expanded version of that. It's everywhere and everything that you are that energy. Okay. So she goes to touch a little more on kind of what our God beliefs are, right? So in the here and now, a lot of us get hung up on like kind of what we were taught as we were growing, you know, whatever your God is, if it's God or creator, higher power, Allah, Buddha, whatever it is. If there's something in those beliefs that's kind of holding you back from giving or receiving unconditionally, you know, ask yourself, is that serving you? Is that serving? So she says here, are those beliefs serving you? Are they helping you feel connected to that energy? Begin to look at all creation, plants, animals, humans, stars, planets, everything as creations of that energy and the expression of love. Begin to open to the concepts that everything is love. So everything that's been created was created from a place of love. And every action that occurs from everybody comes from a place of love. So she's got a couple examples here. A smile, a hug, a kind gesture, a phone call, a puppy kiss, yay. Unexpected surprises, the sun on your face, the wind in your hair, all these things, everything is love, and the giving and the receiving of that love is everywhere. Okay? But then she knows you're going to argue about it just a teensy. She goes into it here, but what about the bad stuff? There's some people out there that do bad things. And while we perceive it, for sure, in our three-dimensional bodies and our three-dimensional lives, as these actions that are bad and create bad things, if we do what I call zooming up or out and looking at big picture, this is easier to do in past experiences. So for instance, I had a situation, it was, over 13 years ago, and in the moment, it seemed like one of the worst things in my life. It was horrible. It was painful. It was stressful. I was overcome with fear, and it was just awful. But 13 years down the road now, I see that whole situation was a turning point for me. It changed my life. It changed the trajectory of my life into what I have today, which is a beautiful existence that I love. And if that thing hadn't happened, I don't know where I would be. Maybe another situation would have come along that would have done it. I don't know. But in that moment of that horrible thing, I made a choice to change things in a different direction. So in the big picture and overall, it was a very loving situation for me and my soul to allow me to make a change. Otherwise, I could still be caught in that chaos. So for that, I am so, so grateful. So she talks about here that when we look at things on the whole as a big picture love thing, then we're seeing things expressed based in love versus based using fear as a filter. So we're using love as a filter instead of fear as a filter. And when we use love as a filter, we can respond, and we can respond from a healthier, higher vibrational state versus fear being the lower vibration reactive response, where we generally don't make really good choices. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. I know we're going a little longer today, but it's important, because when we start to live from this space, from the space of love, unconditional, universal, everything has its purpose, love, that becomes our default. Okay, that's our default thinking. It's like when we do a gratitude list every single day, we default to gratitude when something, challenging happens. We've talked about that in past days. So this is the same concept, but a little step up. When we come from a place of love and understand that everything comes from a place of love, regardless if it's presenting as not such a loving situation, there's love behind it. There's love that backs it. And if we are conditioning ourselves to recognize that, then we default to that way of thinking when we're in the challenge. Okay, so there's the difference there. In the beginning, you kind of have to remind yourself, oh wait, let me look at this through a love filter instead of a fear filter. But you can ask Amanda, I swear, pinky swear, whatever, Girl Scouts honor, I do default to love always, even in challenging situations, because my brain is programmed that way now. It's wired. It is absolutely wired for it. So, and if I do have a little bit of a landslide, I recoup very quickly, very, very, very quickly. So yeah, that's it. So I'm going to let you guys go. I know I did go a little long today, but this is important. And again, it is definitely a game changer. So look from a place of love and go love everybody and everything. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow. Bye.